What's going on, Jeromes? So the Minnesota Vikings went all in with JJ McCarthy this season, and so far the results. So, yeah, I know some of the throws need some work, right? But we've seen the high highs, the comeback against the Bears, the win against the Lions, as well as the sort of comeback against the Bears. But yes, special teams should have made one play, but yes, McCarthy shouldn't have dunked them in that hole. You know what I mean? And what makes you feel good is that McCarthy is linked up with Kevin O'Connell, the quarterback whisperer, long term, and over and over and over and over and over again. I mean, you've seen the liveness of the arm is certainly there. You've seen some of the decision making. That's the whole thing. Generally, the decision making is pretty good, except for when he just throws it to the other team. Right, 8 interceptions so far in 5 starts. No bueno. Right, and he's thrown a pick, at least one pick in every single game that he started so far with the Vikings. So it really is more about accuracy. It really is more about consistency, and that's been repeated over and over from McCarthy to Kevin O'Connell to Wes Phillips to Josh McCown. Fundamentals, feet, eyes, fundamentals. You see it, you do it, right? And a lot of young quarterbacks coming into this league, like they do have to do a lot of changes with their mechanics and fundamentals. At least they're not messing with like his arm trajectory, which seems pretty good. Does need to learn how to layer and put a little bit more touch, a little less mustard on some of those shots, right? But that comes with time in the saddle, and everything will be good to go. But I actually kind of like this. So Kevin O'Connell has been nothing but praiseworthy of McCarthy in the media during his Vikings career. But he was on with PA 9 to noon, and he said something that could be constructed as some mild criticism. Again, it's Kevin O'Connell, so it's mild criticism, but I kind of like it because at this stage of the game, yes, 5 starts in, but at this stage, we need to start seeing some progression. A little bit of improvement here and there. Now, he doesn't have to be perfect, obviously, not taken to illogical extremes, but he has improved greatly at pre-snap, calling out protections, things like that, soft skills that don't make the stat box, but it all comes back to the footwork. Every single damn game, it comes down to the footwork, and he's missing wide open layups, and it's just Vikings fan page. Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell gives an in-depth analysis on JJ McCarthy so far. We got to start seeing the cement dry on some of the things we've really worked hard to make football habits from him, from a fundamentals and technique standpoint. Woo. Where's the cement? Oh, there it is. All right. So again, I actually kind of like it because Kevin O'Connell should not be babying JJ McCarthy. And yes, his fundamentals have been off. Has he had some great moments? Yes. But also, if it's something that the coaches have drilled into him, 2 off seasons now, he did miss the regular season last year with injury, as well as all training camp, as well as 5 starts this season, fundamentals. And they also worked extensively over the bye, trying to get him back from the high ankle sprain. So it's something that Josh McCown, quarterbacks coach, OC, Wes Phillips, and head coach Kevin O'Connell, they put a lot of time and effort in there. And also, O'Connell said that McCarthy had 2 of his best days of practice last week before the Bears game, and it's something that he can clearly do, right? He can do in practice. But as we said, I just feel like JJ McCarthy is just so fired up during the game that he plays on a lot of emotion right now at this stage of his career, hockey guy mentality, but it's just something that's got to be broken in, muscle memory, just lining up the feet as well as the eyes, and the accuracy will be there. All right, and they'll come with reps. One thing Vikings fans can look for when he gets to the top of his drops, we're really trying to see if we can get him to be a little bit more in a repeatable body position. Again, that comes down to feet, that comes down to technique, and again, worked really hard to make football habits for him from a fundamentals and technique standpoint. So he's basically, don't want to say he's passing the buck, but he kind of is, but in a positive way, because I feel like mentally, like JJ McCarthy is one of those players, one of those students who would do well with getting called out a little bit. Like, not going to get all mad, taking it personally. Oh, you talk about me? You talking to me? And I was like, oh, yes, I do need to get better. And O'Connell's basically saying, like, yeah, the coaches, we've drilled the bejesus out of this. But also, you're not going to have a donkey win the Kentucky Derby. I'm not saying that he's a donkey, but the Stallions got to be broken in, right? Which is ironic because the Connor Stallions in Michigan. That wasn't even intended. Yeah, but again, I kind of like it because JJ McCarthy is the type of player that's going to take that to heart and use it positively as opposed to turning into a negative. Because there's some players in this league, and you're thinking of them right now, where if their coach put out a mild, extremely mild, maybe spicy by Minnesota taste bud standards, but a mild rebuke in the media, I mean, the player's just going to go into a shell, wall off the world, and it's no bueno, right? But I feel like this is smart. I feel like this is a slight tweaking of JJ. Well, we don't use the word tweak because it's Zimmer, but a slight criticism in the media where JJ McCarthy is going to see it, and it's something that they've talked about over and over and over and over again. And great week of practice, and hopefully we can get to a spot where McCarthy's mechanics is something that is going to be more consistent and more repeatable. I feel like he's definitely going to get there because, as we said, like the high highs, you can't coach that. The clutch gene, you cannot coach that. Everything else, like feet and fundamentals, you can coach, right? And he'll get there. Certainly get there. But your thoughts are thoughts. Kevin O'Connell has just a little calling out of JJ McCarthy in a good way. Let us know. Comment section. You guys are the best to do. Skol production value.